something magnificently shoddy is that I was involved with a little order band in Flying Nun. Never signed a thing. Never signed a damn thing. I remember the day, it was actually in a telephone box. I had to call you. I called you from a telephone box and you said, oh, would like to have you record something. Between then and Ben Howe taking over, I didn't sign a damn thing. None of our band, it was the Able Tasmans by the way, but it would have been the same for lots of other bands, never signed a damn thing. Nothing. Nothing. No, it was just like,
That comes out of
it's nuts.
Toy Love people basically having attitude that you didn't sign anything with anyone, because that's what happened to Toy Love, we signed everything away. That's where that came from.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I think the kind of, I mean, because it was sort of built, I mean, there was a, you know, the Flying Nun thing, it was built on a a community of like-minded people, basically. You know, the thing was about making the music and getting it out there, and it was just a matter of getting on with it. And so, I don't know, there's something, contract sort of focuses everyone's mind on perhaps the wrong things. You know, there's a time to do the paperwork. The whole of the 80s wasn't the time to do the paperwork. The time to do the paperwork was later on when other people became involved. And you know, if we'd been mucking around trying to get the Clean to sign a contract in '81, you know, it would have never happened. Yeah, that tally ho would be made. We'd still be arguing over it.
Yeah, you say in the book, you know, that you were providing a service for a community of friends as opposed to customers, right? And Simon Gregg's mentioned that as well, so that is the indie record ethos. And here we are in a new environment. Is that still a good model? I'm going to say going forward. I know.
For the future?
In the future, now, in this new age, you know, still providing a music community.
The community thing's key here. It comes back to having developing a scene or a scene develop. You can't actually develop a scene. The scene develops itself. It's because of the dynamics in a group of people playing music. And I imagine that was the case in perhaps Liverpool in the early 60s. We all know about, I don't know anything about grunge in Seattle. But I imagine perhaps that's what happens there.
We know what happened.
We know what happens. A lot of interesting music got made, perhaps. And Dunedin in Christchurch, there was definitely a scene in the late 70s, early 80s. And Dunedin, there was definitely a scene that developed all the way, it was there in the 80s. And it was very small, and it wasn't really competitive. People were supportive, helped each other. People were playing in bands, playing quite different bands. I don't much talk about the Dunedin sound, but perhaps there is this vague thing called a Dunedin sound, but that sort of takes away from the fact that the bands that were making music then were all distinctly very different. And it wasn't as though there was a band trying to be chill, or another band trying to be the Ice. But with the Janacek influence rather than the Wagner band. Yeah, that could have been big. Yeah, but anyway, so it's about it was always about communities and communities of people, and the Dunedin thing developed. A lot of Auckland musicians actually moved to Dunedin because they wanted to be a part of it. So. Yeah, for me it's always about community, and you can't fake that, you can't create that, it's just you can't tell much together.
What the hell would have happened to those people if it hadn't had a stable of encouragement and like-minded people? What would have happened to David Pine, the Prime Minister probably?
I was thinking proper jobs, but...
Yeah, I suppose they've got proper jobs.
What do you reckon, George?
We'll be talking about cassettes.